We're going to talk about the PlayStation 5 DualSense controllers now. There's a lot in the news right now about the DualSense having stick drift. And if you don't know what stick drift is, ladies and gentlemen, it's essentially when your analog stick will start moving by itself in game. So your character will be doing things that you aren't doing. So let me read some of this article here. Since the PS5 was released last November, players have taken to social media to share stories about DualSense drift. So, just a heads up, I'm experiencing this drift. And now, Josh, you're telling me that you're also experiencing
for my packaged original DualSense, over the last week. Started getting it on the sticks.
Yeah, so it's a problem. And at the moment, your options for fixing a busted DualSense are slim. You could go through Sony's PlayStation support page, which has a dedicated portal for issues with PS5 hardware, including the DualSense controller. Just keep in mind that the PlayStation support team is swamped right now, fielding requests about the PS5, which is still impossible to find. So what this means is if you call support and you try to tell them about your controller, you're basically just going to get a lot of bullshit about, how do I get a PS5? How do I get a PS5? The article I read, the guy said that he was listening to a pre-recorded message that was so long, multiple times he had to listen to it. And all it was saying was, if you're looking for a PS5, please know we are trying to get, we're trying to get as many PS5s out as possible, blah, 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 blah. So it seems near impossible to even get into contact with someone about this issue. I see here in our notes, PS support is still abysmal. Yes, they are. So the DualSense drift is covered under your warranty, but you will, however, have to pay for shipping your controller to Sony to a repair center. A cost that varies based on the number of factors, including the location, the total weight of your package, but Sony apparently covers the return shipping. So this is all good and fine, However, I've had Sony products that have been under warranty that I've gotten replaced, and I didn't have to pay for anything.
Yeah.
They shipped me a box, and I just put my item in the box, sent it in, they sent it back.
Yeah. That's the way it should be, because it's not your fault. Especially if it's under warranty, the customer shouldn't have to pay anything at all.
Exactly. So, this is causing some concern. People are getting upset, and a U.S. law firm is investigating a potential class action lawsuit over the PlayStation 5 DualSense drift. Josh, the company, or the law firm's name is Chemicals, Schwartz, Kreiner, and Donaldson Smith.
Say that 10 times fast, dude.
CSK&D is their acronym. They're actually the firm behind the ongoing class action lawsuit against Nintendo Joy-Con drift, which is another huge console that had drift issues. You've probably heard of that, at least. So you can get in contact with Chemical, Schwartz, Kreiner, and Donaldson Smith via an online forum, and you can try to get your class action lawsuit going on. So Josh, there's been an update.
Yes.
That was last week's news.
Yeah.
What's this week's news?
So I'd like to add an addendum to, specifically why I think that class action lawsuit is going to go through. So this last week, actually just yesterday at the time of filming this, maybe 2 days ago, the YouTube channel iFixit, for those of you that don't know, is just like it's like a YouTube fixing tech channel. Like they tinker with stuff, fix stuff, do breakdowns, stuff like that. They've been around for a while. They looked into the reason of why this, DualSense drift is happening. Okay. So what they found, Brett, is that the DualSense is using like an off-the-shelf joystick module that has actually been prone to issues and drifting in the past. The same module was used for Nintendo, the Pro controllers, which have also had drift issues. Okay, so first of all, the joysticks are not easy to remove or to replace quickly. You have to they're hooked up to the haptics in the controller, so when you open it, you have to unsolder that, and then there's 14 different solder points for the actual joystick module itself to be able to get that out and fix it, and it's a mess.
Well, so just to talk about that a little bit, I saw a little bit of the teardown. Someone actually on Reddit, I believe, did a teardown of the controller to show you what you would have to do to fix it, and they had to remove the triggers just to get to a screw that would allow you to take the motherboard out, and even like you said, like all the haptics and stuff that are in that controller, it is a very, very technical controller. There's so much stuff happening inside of it with the new technology, with the DualSense. We shouldn't have to do this, man.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have to break it down and fix it ourselves, right? So, continue.
Yeah. So, what if I told you that Sony knew, Brett? What if I told you that there's no way that they didn't know that this was going to be an issue? Would you believe me?
I believe you. You absolutely.
Yeah. So here's why. The company that Sony got these through, right, is called Alps, okay? And specifically the patent, right, on this or whatever is called Thumb Pointer, okay, which is their joystick controller, the module that they bought, right? And it's supposedly used as for game purposes, okay, as the company lists themselves. All right, so again, it was used on the Switch Pro controller. It's been used on the Xbox Elite controller, and now, you know, the DualSense controller. So the modules, Brett, were rated, according to iFixit, and, you know, from the company's own spec page, for 2 million cycles, okay? The life of the module for the sticks are 2 million cycles. So iFixit was like, okay, how do we contextualize this? So one of their engineers measured Call of Duty Modern Warfare input, right? Controller interactions, okay, to do some basic math. So I'm going to read this to you. It's going to get very technical, but really there's only one number in this entire thing that you need to worry about. So averaging 10 different 30-second intervals, this engineer made roughly 100 full rotations per minute, okay? If you play a less stick-intensive game than a first-person shooter, you know, rotating, they estimate it to rotate about 80 times per minute. You'll hit 2 million rotations in about 25,000 minutes, okay? Or, Brett, just a little over 400 hours of gameplay, or about 209 days total if you only play for 2 hours a day.
That's really bad.
But if you're doing more intensive gaming, like in a first-person shooter or, you know, a battle royale, for example, you could drop that down to about 139 days if you're only doing 2 hours per day. Okay. So, bad. Basically, these have like a 3 to 7 month life cycle, depending on how long you're using it, or about 400 hours of gameplay. Right? Now, that's not to say that they can't fail before that or that they wouldn't fail, right, and could last after that. But that is what the actual thumbsticks are rated for.
That's really ass, man. I don't know what to say.
How do you make that purchase and put it in such a advanced controller and just be like, yeah, that's fine? I mean, you had to have known that you're purchasing these from a company, right? Like, that's what they're rated for. How would you not know that? And you're okay with that? 400 hours is nothing for somebody. Even like a casual gamer, that's like nothing. And you exacerbate that now with the pandemic and people are playing games and spending more time at home than ever. Come on, man.
True.
Come on.
Hey, you know what? This is really interesting, actually, because the PS4 launched with thumbstick issues as well, if you remember. The rubber was like wearing, peeling off. So it seems like Sony can't get their shit together when it comes to thumbsticks on launch consoles. But hopefully, just like the rubber on the PS4 DualShock 4, this gets fixed and future purchases will have better thumbsticks on them.
Yes.
Who knows?
Who knows? Anyway, they knew.
So,
no good. Bad.
Fill out the class action lawsuit form, guys.
Yeah, I will be.
Thank you for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. Josh and Brett really need you too. I love them. So do it. It would be a shame if you missed more of their videos. Hit the notification bell too so you know when there is a new upload.